Welcome to Wise Guys Sports Show with your host Julius Kizzy and my co-host Wilton Jackson. Kicking off the show today, we're bringing you the latest scores from around the NBA, men's college basketball top 25, and Conference USA. Stick around for an in-depth, the latest headlines around the sports world. We'll be right back after the break.
All right, welcome back to Wise Guys Sports Show here with your hosts Wilton Jackson and Julius Kizzy. We're going to jump into some scores here. In men's top 25 action, number 3 Gonzaga defeated Pacific 86-74. Number 9, Utah defeated Oregon State 47-37. Number 7, Arizona defeated USC 87-57. Number 16, Maryland slid by Nebraska 69-65. Moving into Conference USA men's action, Southern Miss lost to Old Dominion 64-38.
Wilton, we lost again.
Another game.
You're the one that keeps picking them. I don't want to say I gave up, but Wilton, it's just.
But we just won the last game.
But it's just. I feel like that was an outlier. You know, I really think it's time for us to settle down, stop bashing Coach Schaller so much, and just realize that this team just isn't as great as they were supposed to be this year. They're not the team from last year. You know, it just takes time for Doc Schaller to get adjusted to Southern Miss. You know, really make his stamp on their campus.
All right. Moving on, North Texas defeated Florida Atlantic 79-72. Louisiana Tech slid by Charlotte 83-82. Middle Tennessee defeated Marshall 90-51. FIU defeated Rice 60-56. And UAB defeated Western Kentucky 71-66. Moving along to Conference USA women's action. On another note, USM women's team won yesterday. They defeated Old Dominion 70-53.
They only made 5. Old Dominion only made 5 shots in the first half. That's 5 shots.
Great defense.
That is amazing defense. You know, provided by Tamara Jones. Geronte Clemens was nasty on the.
She's everywhere on the floor.
Defensive end on the defensive side of the court. And you know, you had Kiara Jordan, who had a double-double, her second double-double of the season.
Yeah.
It's really pivotal to see that the Lady Eagles, are really providing that spark to the school. You know, how men's basketball team isn't doing that well, but Lady Eagles are actually doing really well right now. So it'll be good to see how they pursue into the conference tournament.
Okay. Charlotte lost to Louisiana Tech 61-71. Western Kentucky defeated UAB 59-51. North Texas defeated Florida Atlantic 74-55. And Rice defeated FIU 80-59, and MTSU defeated Marshall 74-48. Moving along to NBA action, the Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the Dallas Mavericks 104-89.
How big of a statement do you think that is?
That is a huge statement. Seeing as how Dallas just got Amari Stoudemire in the trade deadline yesterday, but my thing is Russell Westbrook. He made a statement yesterday: 34 points and 10 assists.
If you watch First Take on ESPN with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless always provides the point that Russell Westbrook is becoming the alpha male of that team, and Kevin Durant is taking the back seat. How do you feel like that dynamic is going to work going to the playoffs?
I feel like it's good because we know that Kevin Durant hasn't actually played a lot of games this season.
Exactly.
Roughly, like a couple weeks ago, he had only played like maybe a total 25 games.
I mean, but he had the broken foot. You know, he's still recovering from the broken foot. Right. It's going to take time, but like I said, how do you think that dynamic is going to work? You think Russell Westbrook's going to take the driver's seat and really take the team on his back, kind of like he did when Kevin Durant was hurt, or do you think Kevin Durant's going to come back into that MVP role for the team?
I think Kevin Durant comes back, but I think this is more of Russell Westbrook's season. Like, we can just tell just from going into the All-Star stretch, his level of play has stepped up tremendously.
Exactly.
And so with this game coming right off the All-Star game, like, this sets the tone for the rest of the season.
Russell Westbrook just won the All-Star game MVP. Kevin Durant is still coming off that injury.
And he only had 12 points in 37 minutes.
Exactly. And seeing how all the trade deadline deals go, they didn't really get any impact players, so they're really going to stick to that 1-2 punch of Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. I really feel like Kevin Durant, he just might take this step back. Him being so aggressive these days, he just might take that step back and, let Russell Westbrook have this year. Kevin Durant's going to rehab further this year, get his legs back under him. So next year, with his last year's contract expiring in 2016 offseason, I really feel like Westbrook is going to take this team, put it on his back, and try to advance it to the playoffs. And if it doesn't happen that way, then I really think Kevin Durant might consider leaving.
Yeah. Kevin Durant, again, 12 points in 37 minutes. Anthony Morrow had 16 points. Sergio Ibaka had 21 points and 22 rebounds. Russell Westbrook had 34 points and 10 assists. For Dallas, Dirk Nowitzki had 14 points. Tyson Chandler, 10 points. Devin Harris had 13, and Charlie Villanueva had 11. Moving on. The Los Angeles Clippers defeated the San Antonio Spurs 119-115. Chris Paul had 22 points for the Clippers. J.J. Redick had 15. DeAndre Jordan had 26 points, 18 rebounds. Matt Barnes had 11 points, and Jamal Crawford had 26 points in 30 minutes.
Now that's a statement game. The Clippers coming out and just really handling their business. Was it a home game for the Clippers?
Yes.
Okay, so really handling their business in LA, providing the Clippers have really been flying under the radar this season.
Right.
Everybody's saying
that's because the West is so packed. I mean, you have Memphis.
Houston,
Oklahoma
Portland,
City, Dallas,
Golden State.
Yes.
All those teams are really flying above the radar. They're
Right.
obviously they're quality teams, but they're flying above the radar. And the Los Angeles Clippers, they're not really a push towards the number one seed. They're not really pushing towards it, but they're not falling out of the playoffs. They're just in the thick of things. And I feel like everybody's looking at the Golden States, the Memphises, the Houstons, the Portlands, the Dallases. Let's see if the Oklahoma City can retain that number 8 seed. They're not looking at the Clippers or even the Memphis Grizzlies. They're not looking at those two quality teams actually making it out of the West and going to the NBA Finals. So it'll be good to see how the LA Clippers with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin coming back from injury, DeAndre Jordan, Matt Barnes, JJ Redick. It's good to see how that dynamic works with Doc Rivers.
Right. And also for the Spurs, Tim Duncan had 30 points, 11 rebounds. Tony Parker had 21 points and 13 assists. Aaron Baines had 14 points, and Splitter and Bellinelli combined both for 22 points. All right, let's move on to a few headlines here.
Wilton, let me just throw one huge headline at you. You might have heard about it yesterday because yesterday was 2 o'clock Central Time.
NBA trade deadline.
The NBA went on fire. You have names like Goran Dragic, Isaiah Thomas,
Kevin Garnett. Who would have thought
Kevin Garnett would go back home after all these years?
Exactly. Goes back to Minnesota. I wasn't expecting
crazy,
that at all.
Crazy. Michael Carter Williams, the reigning Rookie of the Year, going to moving teams, going to Milwaukee.
Exactly.
Of all places, Milwaukee. And even Brandon Knight from the Milwaukee Bucks, who's having a career year he have a career year in field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, assists, rebounds, and he gets traded. You get traded after having a near all-star season, and you get traded. Other names, Aaron Aflalo from Denver to Portland. I think that's a great pickup for Portland.
Oh yeah.
But that 2 spot where Wesley Matthews is about to become a restricted free agent, they might let him go, and Aaron Aflalo can fill in that void with Damian Lillard, LaMarcus Aldridge, Nicholas Batum, Robin Lopez. He's going to fill in that void for them.
Right.
I really feel like most of these trades are impact trades. But let me ask you this: what trade do you think is going to make the most impact for the team in the near future and for the near and the future? What trade is going to really impact the team the most?
If you look at all the trades and really sit down and look at them, I think that the Dragic, the brothers going from.
I only want one. Is that the one you're picking?
Yes.
Okay.
Dragic,
Explain to me what you mean by that.
Because I feel like Miami is struggling right now. I mean, we know that Bosh is hurt. Well, he's not hurt. He's going through some health issues right now. And so now that this is after the All-Star break, they're really going to be – Miami's going to be looking for some offense in terms of, make sure they stay stable in terms of offense going throughout the season.
I was looking at it yesterday. They can roll out a starting 5, Goran Dragic, Dwayne Wade, Luol Deng, Chris Bosh, and Hassan Whiteside. Right. That is a great quality starting 5 in the Eastern Conference. If you started off the year with that starting 5, you could have had a top 3 seed in my opinion.
Right.
So seeing Goran Dragic going from Phoenix to Miami, that's a great pickup. They didn't have to give nothing. They really didn't have to give nothing up. Norris Cole, another bench player, and two first round picks.
Right.
So that's a great trade from Miami's point of view. Pat Riley did it again. He's providing that way of doing it again.
Right. I'm gonna tell you another trade that I feel like is gonna help eventually. And now that the Kings have their new coach, look at the trade with Andre Miller. I mean, they have a lot.
I don't know about that.
Now, granted, the Kings.
I don't know about that.
Look at this. You got to look at it from this point. The Kings, we know they're not about to go to the playoffs per se, but I mean they have a young team. They have a lot of young athletes. Think about OKC before they actually became the OKC that we know them today. When Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant were there, they didn't start off perfect. They started off winning 17, 20 plus games, and then all of a sudden, with the team chemistry building up over the last couple of years, they were able to get to like 50 and 60 games of winning. So my thing is, if you look at this Sacramento team, with the coach that they just brought in, and then with Andre Miller, and plus the other young guards that they have, and DeMarcus Cousins still being there, they can build a team.
I don't know, Wilson. I just don't think Andre Miller's a veteran.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
No, he's not a direct impact, but he can pretty
provide
much
that leadership.
Exactly. He can mentor those young guards that they need. So in the future, once he's long gone and retired, he would have had that impact on them to play better.
My biggest impact, in my opinion, I think is going to go to Reggie Jackson. Coming out of OKC, going to Detroit, to a situation where he's going to fill in that Brandon Jennings spot because Brandon Jennings obviously got hurt.
Exactly.
He's going to fill in that Brandon Jennings spot and really.
That's instant. I feel like that's instant.
That's instant because he's been under that leash where he's had to back up Russell Westbrook or had to get his shots taken away.
Exactly. Or in the shadows of Kevin
Durant. And he's going to really get that starting gig. But the thing I really feel like he's going to improve in or be a really impact player is when Brandon Jennings comes back.
Oh yeah.
And he slides into the 2-guard spot.
Both of them on the court at the same time.
And even and they still have Andre Drummond as an emerging center in this league. Right. I really feel like Reggie Jackson, his trade to Detroit is going to be an impact for years to come.
What do you feel about Brandon Knight going to the Suns?
I don't know. It was a really questionable move for me because they already had a surplus of point guards when they had Isaiah Thomas, Dragic, and then they had Eric Bledsoe. Now you just bring your Brandon Knight in there. It really doesn't make any sense to me. But crazy things have happened in the NBA.